In this video, I'll be previewing the All Blacks against the Springboks. Check it out. Welcome back to SkinnyBru Rugby, guys. So it's the second round of Rugby Championships and we have a rematch of last year, New Zealand versus South Africa over in Wellington. Last year South Africa actually won it narrowly, so hopefully this year again, maybe Springbok fans, I know all of us are holding our breaths and hoping for the best, but New Zealand has picked a very strong team. For South African fans, I did a video on the Springbok team actually where I went a little bit more in depth, so if you want to check that out, I will link it up here. Otherwise, just check this video out. It has enough information for the game. Let's get into it. The All Blacks versus the Springboks in Wellington. As I said, the All Blacks, they've made a bunch of changes. A lot of Crusaders players are back. It's a few stats for the game. The last 3 games these two teams have played, only 1 or 2 points has separated the teams, and in the last 10 games only 3 of them were won by South Africa. Each team has won the first game of the short season we have this year, so the one who wins this game will probably go on to win the Rugby Championship. As I said, a lot of Crusaders players are back for New Zealand, so if you go to the front row already, we have Moody, Taylor, Franks. They've been very strong. At locks, Retallick and Whitelock, also a good combo. They are probably the best combo, lock combo in the world at the moment. Back row we have Frizzell. I've always liked him. He is a good player on the team, so it's quite interesting to see him there. Then Todd, the unsung hero of the All Blacks and the Crusaders. He gets way too little game time, so I'm happy to see him there as well. And then, of course, at number 8, Kieran Reid. The pack they will be facing off against is against the props, Kitshoff and Malherbe. Kitshoff, as Mark from 2 Cents Rugby obviously said, this guy is a legend, and I agree. He's probably one of the best props in the world at the moment. He is very good at what he does. Malherbe, he doesn't do a lot on the field. He's just a guy that goes into the scrums and lifts a few jumpers up. That's what he does, but he rarely gets penalized at scrum time. He's very good at scrums. At hooker, we have Malcolm Marx, the best hooker in South Africa and one of the best in the world. Locks, Etzebeth and Mostert. Mostert and Malcolm Marx is going to have a good combo, I think. That line out combination they had at the Lions is crucial because Malcolm has been struggling a bit with his line outs in the last couple of years, so that combination they have, they do know each other really well, so I think they might do pretty well this week. The loose forwards for the Springboks, Kwagga Smith, it's only his second test he's playing this week and he deserves this opportunity. He had a great year in the Super Rugby, and he's just a great player all round. He is a bit smaller than usual for forwards, but he makes up for it with strong runs. It's very difficult to get that guy down. Pieter-Steph du Toit, he's the engine of the front pack, and then Duane Vermeulen as the captain. Then we're going to compare the back line. The most obvious thing and the most talked about thing this week, Mahunga is at 10 for the All Blacks, and then Barrett is starting at 15. And this is probably Hansen revealing a bit of his hand for the World Cup. This could really work. It's similar to how they use Damian McKenzie at 15. He's kind of still a number 10, but he just falls back a bit on defense. But it could work because in a lot of times you can have now a playmaker on each side of a ruck or each side of a scrum. So that could be very dangerous for them, and I think it could really work. South Africa has to be scared about for this combo. The other guys in the back line, Perenara, he's a good choice. He's been good this season. He has outshone Aaron Smith this year, so I think it's good for him to be at 9. 12, 13 is Sunnyball Williams and Goodhue. Sunnyball, yeah, his form, that is a question. He's been injured so much. He's only played 37 professional games since 2015's Rugby World Cup. So I don't know on form, but we all know what this guy can do. He is one of the world's best. Doesn't matter how many times he's played in the last few years and how many injuries he's picked up. He is a game-changing player. That ability he has just to give an offload is amazing and second to none. Ben Smith at wing, actually this week he is probably a bit better at 15, but he is still a very dangerous wing as well. And then Rico Ioane at 11. He scored 5 tries in the last 4 games he's played against the Springboks. We just can't deal with him. This backline will go up against de Klerk and Pollard at 9-10. It's probably the best pairing South Africa has. No one will have an issue with that. Then 12-13, the Allende and I mentioned it a bit more in the video that I already linked up here where I went into the team a little bit more. But I think this is the best inside center we could probably pick out of the 3 we have in our team. The Allende has been better than Esterhuizen, and like I said, Steyn is a good choice to have on the bench because he can fall in any place in the back line, and he has said he is struggling a bit to keep up with the team, especially with the fitness and the team strategies and so on. He is struggling to get into it because he hasn't been part of the team for a long time. Has been good all season long. I think he deserves to get the 13 jersey here. And then our outside backs, Mapimpi, Kolbe, Leroux. I think it's a very exciting back 3 and they can match the All Blacks any day. At the bench for South Africa, it's Mbonambi, Beast, Nyakane. That's the front row that played last week against the Wallabies. Beast, he brings that experience from the bench. And then Nyakane, he's been good this season and last week as well. So I think it's good to have him there. RG Snyman, he will offer something different from the bench. He plays a bit differently than the other 2 locks we have on. So he could inject a bit of pace and a little bit of offloading ability when he comes onto the field, so that's good to have. Then Francois Louw, Yankees, Herschel Yankees that is, he's rewarded after his great performance last week, and why not? He had a great game, he is on form, so he's probably going to put his best foot forward in the couple of minutes he plays. Then Francois Steyn on the bench, like I said, he can fit in any place on the field, and Jesse Kriel. Then also the bench for the New Zealanders, Coles, Tuungafasi, Ta'avao, also the front row that played last week. Fifita Papali'i, he has had a great season for the Blues. Aaron Smith, there's no Webber then this week, which is pretty much a shame. He's had a good season. He played well last week as well. Anton Leonard-Brown, and then George Bridge. For me, this game can either be very exciting or it could be a pretty cagey affair. It will be a hard-fought victory for whoever wins, but I think whoever loses this game will probably say the score did not count, that it was actually just them warming up for the World Cup. So, but I think all of us know this is very important for the confidence of each team going out of this game and into the World Cup. I don't think the Boks will do it this year. I think they could, but I think the All Blacks can just narrowly win by 2 points. But if the Boks can do it, it would be great. So guys, yeah, that's my prediction for this week. If you want to check out any of my other videos, it will be here next to me. And then please hit that subscribe button if you want to see more international content. And then I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.